All right, so now we have to do our final stage of training. So we go into the woods here, and as you can see, we're a lot taller. Because one thing that I always notice, if you have certain swords, it looks like they're cutting through your Achilles heel as you run because they drag. So now that's not a thing. So we're slightly taller. Oh, that was something I was going to bring up earlier. With the melee skill and will, each one of increasing anything in that skill tree will affect your character in some way. So increasing any of your skill stuff will slowly make your guy buffer. He'll get more, more muscle defined, bigger, thicker, whatever you want to call it. And then with your skill, every time you increase your stuff, he'll get slightly taller. So that's how you work that in.
Go on, fight me.
And then will just kind of how Maze has the blue stuff on his skin. You'll get something similar, not as yours will be more of a. His looks like it's like, I don't know, more on top of the skin. His is darker. Yours will kind of be like a light tattoo look, and it'll be a lot lighter of a blue.
Not a melee weapon.
This is another spot in the game where you can farm. Because this is where you're supposed to shoot him with a bow. If you're far enough away, your bow will go through his block, and you'll get XP for it. It's not a bunch, so I don't worry about it. But again, you could sit here and just flourish hit him over and over and get a bunch of
excellent
strength XP. And as far as I know, there is nothing with the lightning. I don't think you're able to break his block and get any sort of lightning XP. Or will XP, sorry. I'm using your lightning.
That's enough. Yes, quite impressive for a novice. You will find real battles rather more fatal than this. But you have passed your final test, and you're ready to receive your guild seal from the guild master.
Yeah, so in the world of the first game, that's basically what makes you a hero. Is like anyone can become a hero. You can enter the guild, the guild academy and train. If you pass all these tests, you become a hero. And heroes are pretty all over the place in this one. As you'll see in the future installments in the second and third game, heroes are almost looked at in a bad way, because obviously some heroes would take advantage of their status and stuff like that. So in the second game, there's a book you can read where you actually go to where the guild used to be, and it's all torn down. And there's a book that tells about the downfall of the heroes, where the town folk eventually got tired of dealing with them and went and destroyed the guild. So now there's pretty much no heroes like there is in this game, where they're revered and kind of treated as celebrities.
Let the apprentices.
This is another cutscene that sometimes Thunder has his helmet, sometimes he doesn't. He has it this time, which is random.
To earn yourselves the title of hero. Today, that apprenticeship ends and you go out into the world.
And the cool thing about the anniversary edition is there's a bunch of DLC that added a bunch of outfits that just show up at different outfits and weapons that show up at different vendors. I don't know which ones off the top of my head, but I know like you can get Thunder's armor, which obviously is really cool because that's kind of it looks like what's it called? I think it's called the plate armor. Which looks very similar to his. Has like the spike on one of the shoulders. It's the heavy armor for the game. You can also get Maze's cloak and stuff, his staff, a bunch of different stuff. So there's not, when I do a gladiator, I always stick to like the heaviest armor you can get, which is the plate armor. Doing a rogue, I'll probably end up getting one of the DLC outfits, just kind of see what makes us look more. I don't want super light stuff, but obviously I don't want super heavy armor since we'll be doing a lot of bow shooting and kind of stealth stuff.
On the map table, you will find details of any quests the people of Albion wish heroes to perform.
And you'll need to return often to focus.
If you notice, my guy already has claw marks on his face. In the first one, every time you get hit, there's a chance that a scar will be left.
Yeah, like permanent damage or whatever.
Yeah, and it's they stay there forever. The second game, you could only get a scar if you got knocked out. It may or may not leave a scar, because that was something that, especially in the original game, would really suck. Is you would like your guy to look a certain way, and then he just has a giant scar across his face.
Yeah,
and it kind of looks, silly. So let's look through these. So there is Assassin Rush might be something we do where you teleport behind them, so you can get a free hit on their back, which we can afford that, so we'll probably get that first because I don't think I can afford. Yeah, I can't afford multi-arrow yet. But we want to have at least something that, because every time you press it, you get XP for it. So we need something that's very spammable, which Assassin Rush is. The way the system works is we only have 74 will experience, but we have 611 general. General can be used on everything, and obviously, I'm sure you can guess that the other experiences have to only be used on that stuff. So we'll go ahead and buy that since we can afford it. And the other stuff, we will just have to... I guess I could afford one thing of toughness just to make our... this makes you... so what is it? So physique is your strength when you swing. So that's your damage with swing. Health is just the actual length of the bar. And then toughness is your damage reduction.
There is little else for me to teach you, but I will always be around to offer you guidance.
And your guild seal will allow me to communicate with you at all times.
You will also notice it flashing when you have enough experience to spend. I have given you a basic pack of supplies. It'll be enough for a while. Now there's a whole world for you to explore.
Alright, so that's it. So you get a couple resurrection vials, the lamp I was talking about, get a little bit of gold money, some stuff to eat, whatever. I'm going to try to find, so if you go to your stats, I think, maybe we go over here. Yeah, so this'll, maybe not. Okay, yeah. This doesn't show it. I'll try to find it. This will kind of show, or it does, never mind. Okay. So this will show where your renown's at. As it gets higher, you get access to more areas, to more quests. Your alignment is your good and evil alignment, attractiveness, scariness, that kind of thing. Your class will change based on how, like right now I'm an unknown because we have no renown. Spell warrior, which means, because I've used a lot of melee and will right now. And then your name will always, by default, be Chicken Chaser. You've noticed my age is 19. When you graduate, it's at 18. And your age has nothing to do with the time. The more upgrades you buy, the older you get. So I used to try to speed run this game because the max age is 65 in this game, and you'll stay there once you hit it. But I used to always try to beat the game before hitting that, which now that I realize was impossible because I was over here, buying all these upgrades and stuff.
Check the guild for more quests.
So what we'll do, first thing I like to do is go to other, get the lamp set, and then we're going to go ahead and knock out this demon door real quick because it's very, very easy. It's one of the first ones you can do.
Yeah? What you reckon on it?
Demon doors are pretty cool.
Yeah, they all
a
have
riddle challenge.
Yeah, it's either a riddle or just something you have to be. Like some of them are as simple as, being fat. Having your character be considered overweight, and he'll open for you. And they never straight up really tell you what to do. You always kind of have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Your path is dark. Only a light will reveal it.
So yeah, that's like his
You
clue,
are
which
not
is pretty
bright
basic.
enough.
Yeah, which of
Not all
course,
of them are like
the first thing that I thought was you had to have your
path is
good
illuminated.
modifier up a little ways.
See that?
And then I realized that you turn your lamp on. He's like, oh, cool. That's what I wanted. And then he opens up. And all demon doors have something special. Most of them have a legendary weapon, a really good weapon that are very... They're so all the legendary weapons are named. And all the named weapons are extremely unique. But yeah, you can come in here. Some books. You'll find, I think, the Howl or Book of Spells. I think this is the Howl Tattoo. Yep. And then this is the chest or whatever is always what you're actually after. That's the main thing you're in here to get. So the Elixir of Life will increase your health permanently without having to obviously use an upgrade to get it. It does refill your health, so I like to hang on to them until I'm actually needing to heal, and then I'll use it just to get as much out of it as I can. And we'll revisit these later. Anytime you see a ripple like this in the water, there's a special item there. We'll have to wait till we get a fishing rod.
Oh, hell yeah, there's fishing in this game.
Oh, it's some of the best fishing you've ever seen.
Oh, hell yeah. Always love a good RPG with fishing in it.
And you'll see as we go through, you know, we mentioned, like, I've played this game a gajillion times. So instead of wasting money on buying a fishing rod, we're just going to go to the Fisher Creek whenever we get to that part of the game, and he'll give you a free one.
I meant to ask you, in the top left of your map, is that how many people can see you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll notice, like, yeah, so 3, 4.
What do you think?
You'll notice
then?
everyone that's in your vicinity. If you click the left stick, you can sneak around. And it lowers that, you know, it can lower that. Or, but the main way is to upgrade your guile, which actually, real quick, since I only kind of went through the stuff I needed, I'll kind of go through here a little bit. I went through the melee, but I didn't do the skill. So speed, which is how fast you can swing and how fast you can reload and fire your weapon. Accuracy is just the total damage you do. If you notice in the little video, he can headshot. So you can one-shot anything in the game as long as you have enough damage. You can shoot him in the head and kill him in one hit. Guile
Nice.
is your stealth. So it'll make you obviously quieter, so you can approach people and things without them knowing. And if it says with later guile levels, you'll also learn the arts of the thief. So if you increase that, you'll be able to steal things from shops, which again, you know, gives you evil things. So, and this kind of gives you an idea. These aren't real quests. You can't actually do these, because 2 of them are in an area where you have to, well, they're all in areas that you have to like teleport to, which just happened in the game. You can't get there, but it kind of gives you the idea of like, okay, I don't have enough renown to do these, so they're grayed out, to kind of give you the idea of the world building that other, you know,
Like other people are doing
yeah,
stuff.
higher status heroes are taking them. So the one we get is Wasp Attack.
What can I do you for? You don't look like no chicken chaser to me, but then again,
Normally,
Remember,
you can come out here and you can
following the
boast.
gold markers on your
Obviously, it
map
doesn't let us
will
boast
lead
on the
you to
very
your
first
quest
one.
objective.
But you can put boast up like you can bet a certain amount of money that, you know, you won't take any damage, or, you know, do a whole quest without using to whatever. Turn some extra money. This is a title vendor. I believe there's only like 2 or 3 in the game, and they offer different ones. So you can see there's a lot of cool and funny names that you can do for your character. The only one we can afford is Arseface,
Hell yeah.
and we're not going to waste gold on that,
there's trouble up at the Harvest Club.
You don't want to be known as Ozface?
because early game gold is hard to come by. This is one of our first, like, other than the opening of the game, one of our first open world
Used to be an adventurer like
moral
yourself, but look at me
decisions.
now, begging to survive and getting bullied by this brat all the time.
So you can help
You
the beggar,
must
or
be
you can help the bully.
Wasps are attacking the picnic area. Follow me.
Oh yeah, that guy comes up to you and shows you where to go, but we're doing some shit right now. So if you help the beggar, you just fart next to the bully and you'll gross him out and he'll run away.
Over here.
Look at you.
And if you and if you help the bully, you have to burp in the beggar's face.
I used to be someone, you know. I was a great warrior.
The guy in the background's getting really impatient with us here.
You're as bad as
And if you
that
notice, that's the
stinking
same
beggar.
character model as
Oh,
the kid
now,
that we kicked the shit out of back in Oakville.
Hell yeah.
Funniest thing I've seen in years.
So he either survived and became a piece of shit
Earned my
just as much as he was when he was a
thanks,
kid, or
hero.
it's just
I'm sure you'll
coincidence.
make many friends in your travels. Perhaps we'll meet again here.
And I don't like games that do this. Like, they always, you know, every game that has a moral system in some way or the other does this shit where they're like, you know, oh, this might really affect the world. And obviously, like, they're just trying to teach you the concept of it. And, you know, of course, he's even like, oh, maybe we'll meet again. You don't. You'll never see that dude ever again.
You don't.
You know? And I don't like games that do that whole, like, oh, well, maybe we'll meet again. It's like, don't even tempt me with something like that, knowing that is it's a complete nobody just to teach me the morality system.
It's this way. Please, you've got to.
Hey.
Over here.
It's a fucking picnic, isn't it?
Picnic area, isn't it? One of these wasps in here looks like they're like humping a dead body, which I always thought was funny. Like the way they animate, like when they're like eating them, I guess.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking getting it.
They're just fucking twerking. You get a lot of... You can tell they kind of want you to be a good character in this game, because you get good points for technically saving. So, like, not only did I get... You'll get 2 good for killing any enemy in the game. But you get an extra 20 if you kill the ones that are specifically after these people, yeah. Which kind of sucks if you're doing a bad playthrough. You have to be careful about... You want to, like, kill the civilian first, just to not get the extra good points.
Strike down the wasps. Your bow may prove useful against the wasp queen.
And every so often when you hurt them, she sends out more
Wasps have spawned,
regular
but
wasps.
they are no match for your weapon.
Critical breach.
And easy as that.
Wasp queen again.
You can actually get some extra experience. You can hit on her while she's technically dead, and you'll still get all that. You notice I got 90
Damn.
melee experience just for hitting her while she's dying. So we're going to my ass cheek. It's fine.
Yes, sir. Take a chunk out. It's gotta report it.
So every time you complete a main quest, especially when there's a enemy, like a main enemy, you get a trophy, which is another thing that I like to kind of, as I get new ones, I'll assign it to like my left, whatever. So what it does is it asks you if you want to show it off, and there's 3 people. So you'll get a certain amount of renown based on what you do. Each trophy has its own high score. So it says my current best is 0 because we obviously haven't done it yet. So if you get all of them, you'll get your the max amount, which will let this achievement get out of the way. So just from that, we earned 30. So now if we try to do it again, our current best is already 3. So we'll show. So it dramatically decreased. So instead of 30, it's only 3 because we didn't beat our high score. So it's kind of a weird system, but again, every trophy is its own separate thing. So that's why every time I get a new trophy, I'll just do a quick, even if it's only a couple people, just anything that boosts your renown and give you a little bit ahead, is good to do. Because again, quests and stuff like that open up with renown. So the faster you can get more side quests, the more you can level up, all that good stuff. And if you're evil, I'd kill all these dudes, but I'm not, so we're dipping out.
Maze is looking for you. He waits for you in the Barstone Tavern.
So yeah, in this game, it will, unless you have to teleport to because there's the mainland, and then there's a couple islands that have some extra spots. But if it's on the mainland, it will show you, and I'll enlarge this. The place you're supposed to go will always blink yellow. If it's a side quest, it'll blink silver. So you'll always, and it's a pretty linear game. It's not very, like I said, I kind of compared to like Skyrim's a lot more open world. This is more a linear on rails kind of a deal. So it's really hard to like necessarily get lost. But it makes it to where you don't have to sit there and open up your map or your journal all the time to remember what you're doing. You just follow that and you'll be good.
Yeah, because playing games like The Witcher, you can kind of get
overwhelmed
with how big the map is and where you are, and
Oi!
getting
You're
lost with all
new
the
here,
side
aren't
things
you?
you can do.
We have some rules round here that you need to know about. Bowerstone is a peaceful town. I'll have to
So Bowerstone, and later you'll see there's Bowerstone North. There's 2 sections of it. Right now we're in Bowerstone South.
Shops,
It's the
inns,
only place in the
lots of
entire
different
game that you
people,
can't have your
games,
weapons with you.
All kinds of things. Why not
And
pay
because
the
of that, I
tavern
feel
a
like
visit first?
you just noticed he
It's a
showed
building in front of
there's
you,
a school
just up the
in this
road from
town.
here.
So there's kids running around. I
and
assume
keep
that's
an
why
eye
he did it. So you
open for
can't,
Lady
murder
Grey.
kids.
Treat her
You can still
with
punch the shit out of
respect.
everybody, but you can't kill anyone.
She is the mayor, after all. Have a look around and enjoy your stay in Bowerstone.
It also, no matter what time, because it was almost nighttime, but if you enter here, we'll automatically put it at like a new day. That way you can engage all the shops and stuff. I didn't mention it when I found the other one, but you know, there's only 30 keys in the entire game called silver keys. They're not one-time use. You can use them as many times as you want. But some chests have a certain amount. So the lowest is some are 5, 10, 15, 20. And I think there's 125 chest. For some reason, there's not a 30 key chest. I think they did that just because, just to have, you know, in case you don't find them all, you have like a 5 key leeway.
Yes, I heard about your encounter with the Wasp Queen. Most of Bowerstone is talking about it.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't let that kind of thing go to your head. Anyway, that's not why I called you here. You see, there are dark forces gathering that put your giant insect to shame. Tell me.
Yeah, like I talked about, like
how much
heroes
do you
are
remember
regarded
the
as like
night I took you to
celebrities
the guild
in this world.
Of the raid on
So you'll
Hotel?
notice if I didn't talk to
Not
Maze right
much, I
away,
wager.
there's people gathered
A most
around him,
terrible
you know,
night.
clapping for him
I
and
thought those bandits
doing
had
stuff like
killed your
that
whole family,
because his renown's so
and
high.
that you were going to be next.
You'll notice that
But
there's
it seems
there's
there
only
may
a
have
few
been
instances where you
another
actually see other
survivor.
heroes out in the
Your
world, and this is one of
sister.
them. You'll
I'm
see
afraid
Thunder
it's
at one
only a
point.
rumor,
He'll be talking
and
to the
there's no
school
way to be
kids.
certain yet. But I thought you should know. And for pity's sake, boy, make sure you.
And that's
replace
actually
that
it in terms of
basic
the ones you
equipment
see,
while you're
like in
here.
the world. There are other heroes that you'll see in missions, but only missions. There's one called Briar Rose, which we'll see at some point.
Check the guild for more quests.
Combat. You've come to the right place.
But yeah, you can come in here. You can, you know, sort your stuff. They have a way of, I guess you'd call it rarity. So like iron is the lowest, and then it goes to steel, and then obsidian, and then master are basically your levels of stuff. And obviously they get a lot more expensive, but their damage goes a lot higher. Same thing. So you get oak, ebony, and master. He just doesn't have any master stuff. That's also there. But again, so this is why I picked these up. It's not a lot. You'll notice, so the parentheses is how much the weapon is worth, and outside of the parentheses is how much they would give me. With our reputation not being very good, and him having plenty of stock, he has 9 out of 12. He doesn't need this. So it's a lot of supply and demand. He's going to give me a kind of a shitty price for it. But like I said, we picked it up for free. So it's really just, it's all a plus, which it'll say that
Easy money.
it'll tell you how much you profit. So even if, like, let's say I bought this bow somewhere and then went to sell it, it would tell me if I profited or lost based on that. Oh, one more thing I'll look at real quick is there's also a wanted tab. Every vendor has one. So you can also see, so he's looking for iron longswords. So I could sell that for quite a bit. But it says he has 2 in stock. He's at 2 out of 2, which is why it's not actually the full price. But everyone does have a wanted tab, so if you do carry certain things around, you can see it. We're going to pick up this side quest here, because these things you need are scattered all over the early game, so we'll go ahead and get it started.
It's me boy. My poor little boy.
Poor
We were
little
on a
boy.
picnic at Lookout Point.
And
when
if
he
you
found
notice,
these
he said we were at a
strange
picnic at Lookout
mushrooms.
Point, which is where
The witch in Bowerstone
this is
Key
the fucking
says we
the
shouldn't
bully
worry,
kid.
but she needs
Again, I don't
more
know if
of
it's
the
supposed to be the same
mushrooms
kid or
before
what,
she can cure
but he
him.
was just at Lookout Point.
I would find them myself, but I need to look after Aldi. Please, could you help us?
All right, so that unlocks that.
Please, could you help us? It's fucking Tuesday, isn't it?
Here's a barber. We can go get, you can get hairstyle changes and stuff like that. You pick up these little, like, cards. Tattoos are the same way, if you notice, like, everything's cards. So attractiveness, it'll say attractiveness and scariness. I don't think haircuts affect your alignment modifier, but tattoos definitely do, and certain clothing do. But yeah, you can kind of see the kind of
Hell
stuff
yeah, sheriff mustache. Now we're
you
talking.
can get. We'll probably do something at some point, but just because the early game money is kind of tight, we'll hold off on doing anything like that. But yeah, you can definitely come here. One thing that it's not telling us to do is that woman mentioned a witch that told her what to do, so it's actually over here. And she'll talk about how we need 4 mushrooms, and that will unlock the mushrooms on the map at different spots. So she's over here.
no, don't tell me. You were sent here by an irritating young lady. The one with the comatose kid. Don't look so surprised. I am a witch, you know. I read tea leaves on Thursdays. Besides, you're not the first fool she sent my way. Find me 4 blue mushrooms, and I can brew up an antidote. But there's no hurry. The stuff won't kill him. The little tyke's probably having the time of his life.
That guy's like, okay.
Fucking shrooms, isn't it?
Okay, so this piece of shit down here. We're not going to do his quest because he makes you spend a bunch of money on haircuts and stupid shit.
Hello there. I don't think you've met my daughter.
Yeah, he's like, oh, she's lovely. And you're like, oh, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. His name's Beardy Baldy for some reason.
You know I won't be...
If you click yes, he's like, oh, she likes this and that. He makes you put on, like, you know, you get a dumb haircut, a dumb facial hair thing, and make yourself look like a complete idiot. And then he's like, haha, I just like fuck with heroes. You do get 100 renown for it, so it's not like a complete waste of time. But again, early game money, I'm not trying to do that. I don't give a shit. Something that they added to the Lost Chapters and obviously the anniversary is this up here is a school teacher that's looking for books. I'm not going to talk to him right now because I don't nearly have all of them. I think there's a general rule of thumb where if you go and loot every book that's in the Heroes Guild, those are all like what we consider the good books. And then scattered just kind of throughout all the map is different books that some are considered like the evil books or whatever. So if you bring back all the books that he's asking for, he'll give you either the bright wizard hat or the dark wizard hat. Because in the original games, they have the will outfits that are just kind of like these... Cool, they're honestly like really cool looking gowns.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was kind of missing like the witch hat kind of look to kind of look full blown wizardy.
Yeah.
So again, in the enhanced version, they added that little mini quest to get the books, and he'll give you one of them. So this is Briar Rose that I was mentioning earlier. You never see her like out in the world.
Hello.
You just see her in
You must
cutscenes
be
like
the kid
this.
Maze is always talking about. Can't imagine what he sees in you. Still, I suppose Maze knows best.
Do you have any more
But
quests
where
to
are
pick
my
up?
manners?
We
I'm
can,
Briar
but
Rose.
right now we're
No doubt you've heard
questless.
of me.
Okay.
No time for autographs, I'm afraid. I have to get to Knothole Glade for an important mission.
This could be a good place to
Speaking
stop
of which,
here.
if you came for a quest card, all the best ones have gone already.
Briar Rose is really
I'm
stuck
sure the
up.
guild
She's
can
kind of in
find
that
you
whole
something
like
to do, though.
she knows she's a
I
big
hear the
celebrity, so
kitchen's
she
still
kind of
cleaning.
like that talks to you about like, oh, those kitchens need cleaning. All the best quests are gone, But yeah, and then so in between, the guildmaster will always say there's more quests at the Heroes Guild, and you'll notice that now there's always a main quest to pick up, and then side missions, which the side mission ones will start popping up after this. And some are the same quests, just different sides. So you can see protect, attack. Obviously, we're playing good, so we're going to protect them. We'll go outside and boast after this. It'll be a good starting spot at the next episode to pick up and head to the first main quest other than that, than the Wasp. So we'll probably go speed, because that's important. And also get an accuracy. And we can get physique as well. Alright. So we upgraded a little bit, and we'll pick back up and go protect Orchard Farm.
All right.